Welcome to the online platform of Sharda Vidya Mandir. Welcome back, students. How you all are? Hope you all are very well and fine. Today we are going to start the chapter Arithmetic Progression. This chapter is also very important for your syllabus, and Arithmetic Progression in short form we say this as AP. So first we need to know what is called Arithmetic Progression. Arithmetic progression is a sequence of numbers such that the difference of in every successive number in the sequence is constant. Let us take an example. 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16 and so on. This is a sequence of number. First we need to know what is sequence of number. Sequence of number is a set of numbers which follows a definite pattern, which follows a particular definite observation, that is called sequence of number. You can see here the pattern is, you can see the difference of every two successive number is 3. You can see the difference of every successive number, that is 4 minus 1 3, 7 minus 4 3, 10 minus 7 3, 13 minus 10 3, 16 minus 13 3. So these kinds of sequence of number, this kinds of sequence has been given a special name called arithmetic progression. That means arithmetic progression is a sequence of number in which the difference of every successive number is constant, and here that constant is 3. So there are various terms in this chapter which we used for this particular kind of sequence. The first term is denoted by A. Okay, and this constant number, which is the difference of every two successive number which we believe to be same, otherwise this sequence will not be said as a arithmetic progression. That particular constant number is called D. Why we say D? D means common difference. Common difference means the difference between every two successive number. That is called D. Okay, and see, this is the first term, this is the second term, this is the third term, fourth, fifth, and this is the sixth term. Suppose if I ask you what is 25th term, then in general what you will do? In general you will be doing like 16 is the sixth term, then 19 is the seventh term, 22 is the eighth term, 25 is the ninth term, and so on you will go. But it will take a lot of time of yours to find the 25th term. So, but it is still possible that you will be getting 25th term. But what if I ask you what is 125th term? Then it will become very hectic for you to evaluate this particular 125th term by a general process. So for getting the answer straight away without any delay in time, we have a formula here as Tn is equals to A plus n minus 1 into D. This is one of the very important formula which will be helping us to solve many of the questions in this chapter. Now we have to understand the abbreviation of every term used here. As you all know, A is the first term. As you can see, first term is how much? 1. So it is 1 here. Okay. What is D? D is the common difference. As you can see, common difference means the difference between every two successive number, which is 3 here. What is N? N is the nth place for which term I am finding actually. That is, let us take it as 25th. So what will be the number at here? You can see at first place I have 1, second place I have 4, third place I have 7, fourth place I have 10. Similarly, at 25th place, which number will I have? That is called Tnth term, Tn 25th term. So it will be T25, which I required to find, that is equals to 1 plus 25 I will write because I am finding the number at 25th place. 25 minus 1 into 3. That means 1 plus 24 into 3, that is equals to 73. So here you can see, students, just within few seconds only, we have found that at 25th place I have 73 number. So if I ask you to find 125th term, you can easily find 125th term. Even any number of term you can find very easily with the help of this formula. But in general, it would have taken a lot of time. So this is the formula Tn, which gives you the Tn means what? Tn means nth term. Okay, as because we will say T1 is the first term, T2 is the second term, T3 is the third term, T4 is the fourth term, so on. We get Tn is the nth term. Nth term means, suppose you are finding 25th term, so it will be T25. If you are finding 100th term, so it will be T100, and so in place of n, you will be using that number accordingly. So this is how you can find any number of term in a given AP. Okay, so this was the basic concept. So it's very easy. You can see here few number of different abbreviations are there which you need to understand, and then you can solve, you can get out any term in a particular given series, that is an arithmetic progression. Now students, first of all, this will be used definitely, this formula is going to be used for solving various questions in your exercise. But first you need to understand that how we will get to know whether the given sequence is an AP or not. So let us discuss few questions on them. Students, I have selected two questions from exercise 5.1 only, okay, so that it's your NCERT question and you can understand it very properly, as because you will be dealing with these kinds of questions only. So first and foremost step is to understand whether the given sequence is an AP or not. This is the first thing which you need to do, because if you don't understand whether the given sequence is an AP or not, then it will be very difficult for you to proceed with your calculation further. So it is very important to know whether the given sequence is an AP or not. Just few minutes before I said you that the most important symbol to understand whether the given sequence is an AP or not is that it will have a common difference same for every successive terms. That means the difference of every successive numbers will be constant. So that only we are going to observe, and if it is constant then it is an AP, otherwise it is not. So I have taken two examples from exercise 5.1. Question number 4 Roman numeral 12. Question number 4 Roman numeral 14. Okay. So let us see this one. First we will try to evaluate this all the terms individually. Root 2 can be written as root 2 only. Root 8 can be written as 2 root 2. Okay. Root 18 can be written as 3 root 2. Root 32 can be written as 4 root 2, and so on. One thing I would like to explain you, which I have missed actually, there are two kinds of AP. AP are of two kinds. You know what are those? Those are, one is finite and the other one is infinite. If you see like the sequence is going on and on. If you don't know the last term, if I am indicating the AP with dot 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 mark, that means it is going on and on. We don't know the last term up to where it is ending, so we will call that AP as infinite AP. But if you know where it is ending, suppose if I say the AP first term I know, and suppose 100 term or 200 term whatever be, that also I know. That means a given set of numbers from first to last that I know, then it is said to be as infinite AP. Sorry, it will be said as finite AP. As you can see, these two, both the APs are infinite because we don't know the last term here. Okay. So now we will be testing whether this sequence is AP or not. For doing that, we will see the difference T2 minus T1. T2 means second term minus first term. It will be second term is 2 root 2, first term is root 2. So it will be 2 root 2 minus root 2 is equals to root 2. Then T3 minus T2, it will be 3 root 2 minus 2 root 2 will be equals to root 2 only. Then T4 minus T3, it will be equals to 4 root 2 minus 3 root 2. And this is again root 2. As because T2 minus T1 equal to T3 minus T2 equals to T4 minus T3, therefore it is an AP. You don't have to write anything more, because if the difference of every successive terms is constant, or if it is same, then you can directly write it is an AP. But if in any of the steps, if I don't find the number same, suppose if I find somewhere as minus root 2, then I will be coming at a conclusion that the given sequence will not be AP then. Okay, for understanding it better, let us see the next question. Let us solve this one first. 1 square is 1, 3 square is 9, 5 square is 25, 7 square is 49, and dot dot dot. Okay, so what will be the difference between the first term and the second term? It will be 9 minus 1, which is 8. T3 minus T2 will be 25 minus 9, it will be how much? 16. So since you can see here, T2 minus T1 is not equal to T3 minus T2, the common difference is not same. I am not going to find something like T4 minus T3. That step I will not be doing because I have got the two common difference being unequal at the very initial step itself. So I am not going at the furthermore calculation over here. So I will conclude that here T2 minus T1 will not be equals to T3 minus T2. So it is not an AP. So students, in this way, just by looking after the difference between the successive terms, whether they are constant or not, you can understand that the given sequence is in AP or not. And the same concept will also be required if you are already being said that the given sequence is in AP and then you have to find some values of unknown terms. Then also the same concept, that is T2 minus T1 is equals to T3 minus T2. This concept will be required there. Okay, that type of questions I think you will be getting there in your exercises too, and that also we will be solving. Students, I have selected one more question from the exercise 5.1 so that you can solve the other questions also very easily. Here the question is very simple. The first term, that is minus 1.25 is given, and the common difference is minus 0.25. Let me say you that common difference can be negative also. It's because the sequence can be in decreasing order also. You may see like the first number is a bigger one and the successive numbers are decreasing one by one. Okay, that may also happen. So sequence can be of both kinds. It can be in increasing order, it can be in decreasing order. If it is in decreasing order, definitely the common difference will be negative here, as you can see. So the question is, we are asked to find 4 terms of this AP. That means first 4 terms actually. So definitely the first term is itself minus 1.25. A is minus 1.25. So what will be the second term? The second term will be T2. What is second term? Second term will be D more than the first term. That means I can say it will be A plus D. Second term is D more than the first term. That means it will be equals to minus 1.25 plus minus 0.25, and it will be equals to minus 1.25 minus 0.25. That means minus 1.5. Okay, what will be the third term? T3. T3 will be T2 plus D. D more than the second term. Okay, so it will be minus 1.5 plus minus 0.25. It will be minus 1.75. Student, let me say to you that you can apply the formula of Tn also here. That is Tn equals to A plus n minus 1 into D. That formula can also be applied to get the successive terms. But in this way also we can do, as because this is also correct. So this thing also need to be discussed here in the video, as because I have already explained you about Tn term before. So this is also something which you need to know, that in this way also we can find the successive terms. What is the fourth term? It will be said as T4, and fourth term is D, common difference D more than the third term. So I can write it as T3 plus D. So it will be minus 1.75 plus minus 0.25, and it will be equals to minus 2. So the 4 terms are, you can see, you can write the AP is, what is the AP then? Minus 1.25 minus 1.5 minus 1.75 minus 2, and if you go on for finding further, we'll get it further. Okay, so this is something which you need to do in your first exercise. So let us move on to the next question of this exercise. Let us come to the last question for today's explanation video, students, and this is the last type of question which I will be explaining here from the first exercise, which will help you to solve the entire exercise very easily. Okay, so you can see here, this is the given sequence here, and it is already said in the question for the given AP. That means this given sequence is in AP. And if it is not given also, you can understand by looking at the numbers that it is already in AP. We need to find the first term and the common difference. It's a very easy question. You can see, as I have already explained you just few minutes before, that the first term is the first number itself of the given sequence. So here we will say that the first term is A, that is equals to 0.6 here. Okay, and common difference is equals to, you can do T2 minus T1, as because it is in AP, the common difference between, that means the common difference between every number will be constant only. Okay, so you can do T2 minus T1, T3 minus T2, T4 minus T3, anything, you will get the same answer. And it will be equals to, if I do T2 minus T1, 2.8 the second term, minus, not 2.8, 1.7 the second term, minus 0.6 the first term, which is equals to 1.1. And so 1.1 is the common difference, which is D. Okay, so these two are the answers here. So students, in this explanation video, we have covered few questions from the first exercise. I have tried to cover all the different kinds of questions so that you can do the rest one. And we have gone through the main concept of the chapter AP. We have discussed with the general TN term. Okay, if it is not given in the question, with the help of that particular formula, we will be able to find any term in the given sequence of AP. Okay, and the same formula, which is Tn equals to A plus n minus 1 into D, which we have discussed in this video, will be utilized very highly for solving the questions for the next exercise 5.2. We will be solving few more questions, selectively few more questions from exercise 5.2 in our next explanation video. We will be covering all those, and then you will be able to solve the other questions as well very easily. So students, for today, for this explanation video, this much only. Your homework, or you can say the classwork for you, few selected questions from this exercise only will be given you in the just next slide. So that will be your classwork. Thank you.